everybody, it's Jasmine. So today I wanted to continue my makeup collection series. I wanted to talk about my glitter as well as my single eyeshadows. I have a lot of single eyeshadows surprisingly, so I'm super excited to test them out for you guys on the back of my hand to show you guys the color. I'm starting to think I should do that a little bit more often because you guys can't really tell with just like me holding it. So I think that would be a really good, fun, new experiment for this video. I want to first start off with my glitters. Now, I don't have a lot, but I have more than what the average person owns. And a lot of my collection are these BH Cosmetics loose glitters. These are just really good just because you get so much for your money. Regular price, these are $6, which aren't that bad just because the NYX glitters that I have to share with you guys as well are $6 as well. And I just feel like you just get way more. It's super pigmented and they just come in a variety of shades. Now the ones that I have are Royal Purple, Baby Pink, Mermaid Blue, Pearl, Gold, Platinum, last but not least, Lime Green. I have used a lot of these glitters in tutorials before. All you really gotta do is go on my channel, find that little search bar, and then type in BH glitter and it'll show you all the videos that I have featuring these products. And so how about that? That sounds like a really good idea. You know, a little binge watching marathon happening, you know? Sounds pretty good. But the next one that I have is my only NYX loose glitter. This is their face and body glitter in the color Bronze. This is a really nice color just because it's not too gold, but it's not too neutral. Like I said, these are the same price, but the BH glitter has how many? 0.28 ounces and the NYX has 0.08 ounces. So that's quite a big difference. And I think the other difference between the two is that the glitters in the BH are a little bit bigger. These ones are a little bit more refined. I don't really see a big difference, but I mean, if you're a glitter connoisseur, maybe you will see the bigger difference. But as for me, I just like these both. The next glitter that I have is the Bitzy Nail and Body Glitter. This one is in the color Flashing Lights. It is a true holographic silver glitter and I have never used this. It's not open before and I bought it at Sally's for around $1. I think that's really cool. I never knew that this was just nail and body glitter because I think the sign was like face glitter. So I was like, oh my god, but I guess now I don't know what to do with it. Maybe I will use it for my nails. I don't know. I don't really know. Maybe I'll just be very dangerous and put it on my eyes. I have no idea, but it's really pretty and it's only $1. I get a lot of questions about lash glue and I only use 2. These are really affordable, so I am very confident in telling you guys that these actually work very well. The only difference between the two is that they're different brands and different prices, but they're still very affordable. The first one is the e.l.f. Glitter Primer. This one is $2. I found this one at Target. I know a lot of people will have trouble finding this one, but you can probably find it on the e.l.f. website. You know, sometimes they have free shipping on any orders, so that's really good. And the next one that I have is the NYX Glitter Primer. This one is around $6 as well, and this one is easily accessible. You can get it at Target, Ulta, literally wherever they sell NYX, you will see this. And I think it's really good. Like, I don't know, there's nothing different, just the price, just a name. I have some glitter liners to share with you guys. Now the first glitter liners are not the best, but they're not the worst. I don't use these often at all. They literally collect dust in my collection and I should throw some of them out just because they're dry. They're so dead. But these are the NYX Candy Glitter Liners. I have quite a plethora of shades, very similar to the glitter shades that I have, the loose glitter shades. I have the color Disco Ball, which is a silver, gold, it's gold. I have this teal called Jade, a cobalt blue just called blue, purple, and then another gold just because I love it. I love gold and I think that gold is probably one of my favorite glitters to work with. These ones, however, are not as great as the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Liners. I only have one. This one is in the color Midnight Cowboy and I am going to show you a swatch comparison between these two glitter liners and you will see the difference. So here I am. I'm just going to do it right here on the spot. You're just going to do one swipe And as you can see, it's a pretty solid swipe. Do you see the shift? And then here I go in with the gold color in the NYX line. It's like very liquidy, but not liquidy, and I think it just, there's not a lot of glitter that comes off. So I like to use this, like say if I'm doing an editorial look and I want to do like glitter freckles, this is like a good way to do that. But like I said, I don't normally do glitter liners, and I just feel like splurging on it would be the best investment, just because you get what you pay for. Getting my arms ready to swatch for you guys. I'm so excited. So we're gonna move on into my eyeshadows. I wanna talk about some that are kind of random. I only have one type of these. And I wanna talk about first the Stila Magnificent Metals and Metallic Gilded Gold. This was actually my first super metallic gold eyeshadow, and I treasure this so much because this girl was $24. She was expensive. I always went to Sephora and I remember thinking, oh my god, like this is so pretty. One day I'm gonna own it. And then one day I literally like went out, I splurged, and I felt like the best woman alive. Ooh, look at that. It is so beautiful. Look at her. Oh my god. I love it. I love her. And if you are thinking about buying this shadow, I would definitely check a Nordstrom rack first. The next one is another thing from Stila. This is their single shadow in the color Kitten, and this is their iconic shade. It's a really nice neutral champagne color that looks beautiful on literally everyone. It's not too warm, not too cool, very flattering as an eyeshadow or even as a face highlight or even as a lip topper. It's just so pretty, and they make Kitten in literally everything. Like you'll find a Kitten lip gloss, you'll find a Kitten eyeshadow, something highlighter, like the putty highlighter. The next item that I have is something that I never used. I don't know if you watched my one makeup brand tutorial of Kiko Milano. This is the one thing in that whole entire video that actually broke and I could not use, and I still haven't used it after I pressed it in. This is their high pigment wet and dry eyeshadow in the color 16. It is a very soft eyeshadow, and I know if you watch Tati, she loves Kiko single shadows, and this is like very similar to Kitten, but it's very subtle. Like, I don't know if you could see the difference. Like, there's not much reflection coming off of this shadow, but it's still very wearable, and I feel like it could really pass as a nice glowing from within highlight. Everyone in this house decides to make noise right when I start filming, and it's kind of annoying me, so if you hear any background noise, I mean, I'm gonna try and cover it up with some music, but if you hear anything, just know this is a crazy house. But the next shadow that I have is by Sigma. This is their Shout eyeshadow. If you want to save 10% on Sigma, you can always use my code That's So Yen. Self promo, but just letting you guys know if you want to use it. This is their single eyeshadow, and I got a really vibrant yellow. I just think yellows in general are very hard to make. This one in particular has very minimal fallout. It's very creamy, and I don't know. I just think that it just looks better when you apply it with your finger. I have a tutorial using this eyeshadow, and it's really good. I do think that you need a base on your lids, whether it is a lighter concealer or just something that is just a slight bit lighter than your skin tone. It will show up better. Yellow shadows in general do not last that long on the eyes just because they are more of that pastel type of shade, and you know, they're very airy. Oh my god, the next shadow that I have to share with you guys is something that took me forever to find. This was when Manny MUA was raving about this. Everyone and their mama went out to MAC and they had to buy it. And I remember getting this shadow called Boom Boom Room. It's their Dazzle shadow. And I went to a MAC. I remember it was in a Nordstrom. And I walked up to the counter. This is the first time I ever walked into a MAC counter by myself. I said, "Excuse me, do you have the shade Boom Boom Room?" And she said, "Wow, this is the last one." And it is just this really nice purple, kind of reddish color with a blue reflect. It is so pretty. I love this color so much. This is like one of my favorite duochrome shades. And I do have to say, on its own, it's not that spectacular, but when you layer it on top of something else, like say another eyeshadow, it just looks so good and it just brings out the eyes so well. Like it's not doing too much, it's kind of subtle with being kind of dark, but then when you shift your face, it just like, I don't know, it just changes and then everyone's like, oh my god, what are you wearing? It's so cool, it's so amazing, and sadly they don't have this color anymore, but I do have a dupe. So I have the Urban Decay Zodiac Shadow, and I don't know, I don't use this. It was a gift, and I love it because it's so pretty, but at the same time, it's kind of like, this is a color I never wear. It is just this really nice emerald green shade with green reflects in it, and it is really pretty, but I'm just not a green girl. That's just not me, but it's just really pretty to look at, and I just cannot get rid of it for some weird reason. It's gonna stay in my collection forever. I just forgot about this MAC shadow. This is their pressed pigment in the color Rockcandy. It's this bright pink. I got this as a gift, and I cannot let this go. Like, I never wear it, but I can't let it go. It's really hard. Like, this is really pressed. So I like to just take it on my finger. Sometimes for my editorial looks, I'll use this as a highlight, and it's really pretty. Like, it's a really nice pink with kind of like a white shift. So it can pass as a highlight, can pass as a really good eyeshadow, but just personally, this color doesn't scream my name. But it's really, really pretty, and I don't know, again, it's gonna stay in my collection. The next one that I have is by Loreal. It's a 24-hour infallible shadow in the color Amber Rush. Now, do you guys remember when Jaclyn Hill was literally raving about this shadow and she literally could not get enough? So I was on the hunt for this eyeshadow for the longest time, probably for about a month, until I was able to get it on my hands. It is a really nice dusty rose color. I don't know, let me get closer. It's a really nice dusty rose, and I don't know, I feel like it goes well with every single look. I wore it on my graduation day, and I had it in a cut crease, and it just flattered me so good. I was so impressed, and it really does stay on for a very long time, which is what I can enjoy about a shadow, especially for being drugstore. Let's move on into one of my favorite parts. Now, Angel was actually the one who got me into Colourpop. I know, my boyfriend getting me into makeup. How bizarre is that? Well, he decided to get me Colourpop just because it was cheap and he could get a lot of it. And so I thought, wow, that was really sweet because he got me my first Super Shock shadow, and I was so excited about it. I have a plethora of Super Shock shadows from him, and I just cannot wait to share it with you guys. So the first one that I have is the one called Birthday Cake, and this is a really nice pink. It's very similar to Amber Rush in the fact that it is a really nice dusty rose color, and it just feels so good. If you've never touched Super Shock shadows, they feel like room temperature butter. It's so good, and they just have such a nice reflect to it. I do have the shimmers and the mattes. I do have to say that the mattes are not my favorite. Here's one of the mattes. It's their one called Kennedy, and I don't know what it is. It just, I don't know. I like to apply these with my finger, so it's very odd when I have a matte in my lid because normally I have something shimmery, so it's very odd for me. And then when I want to put it in my crease with a brush, it doesn't really pick up on the brush very well, so it's very awkward. The next one that I have is the one called Crimper. It's a really nice light gold, and let's swatch it right here. Super metallic, so suitable for us girls that are really yellow based, and they last a really long time too. They don't transfer. And the next one that I have is this purple called Dance Party. Angel loves this color. He adores this purple so much. When he got it for me, he was like, can you please film a tutorial with it? And I thought it was the cutest thing. Oh my gosh. It's so pretty. That was a really bad swatch because I have this divot in my wrist, and it just skipped over the divot. But it's a really nice purple with a pink glitter in it, and oh my god, it's really pretty whenever I do a purple smoky eye. And then he got me this color called Bay, which is a blue, and it just, It's good. I love it. I don't know, whatever he gets me, I just love. I just cannot say no. It is a really nice blue, kind of like a violet tint to it. So it's a little bit more warmer than Dance Party. One is my ultimate favorite Super Shock shadow. This one is in the color Sequin. I used to wear this every single day and I can't get enough of it. It is a really nice copper. I love copper. Oh my goodness. But it is so amazing. This, look, I'm gonna swatch it and you guys are gonna say, Jasmine, that is so your color. And I'm gonna be, you right. Look at this. Ooh. I love that color. I love you. I really love it. Oh my gosh. And yeah, Angel picked it out. He never told me. This was all a surprise. And this one was actually one that I got for free when I placed an order for my palettes, like the Colourpop palettes that I have. This is actually the dupe for Boom Boom Room. I have a tutorial using it and I will link it up in one of the cards up there. And I want to show you guys the shift. So as you can see, it's like maroon here, and then like when I have it in the light, it's kind of like blue. And I'm just going to swatch it real quick. So real 1, 2. Ooh, it's really pretty. This one doesn't have as much blue as Boom Boom Room, but when they're layered on top of each other, it's the ultimate eye look. It's so good. I love it. Next one that I have is one that I've actually never touched. This is the color Reversible, and I think I was supposed to give this one to my sister. Oh well. So I'm gonna swatch it for you guys for the first time, and it is a, ooh, it's definitely a little bit more tan than the shade up here, which was that shade. That one was Crimper. Crimper is more yellow based. This one is a little bit more tan. So those tan girls out there, if you're looking for like a face highlight, this one would be better for you. They're both really pretty, and like I said, they last a pretty long time. Next one that I have is Cornelius. I feel like Kathleen Lights created this color. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. And I'm going to swatch it right here. It is a matte, and it's very similar to my skin. It's almost like I did not swatch that. Finally, I have this really dark matte brown called Bandit. And I don't know, I never really use this color either. It's really pretty when it's swatched, and I feel like I need to do a brown smoky eye with this color in particular, just so to see if I like it or not. But that's what it looks like. It's super pigmented and super dark. I love it, and that kind of wraps up all of my Super Shock shadows. But then I want to talk about my single shadows that come in these little palettes. I created my own little Morphe palette here. I know I use this a lot in my Instagram live videos, just because it's very basic. It's everything that I need in a little mini palette whenever I do travel. And I like this just because this one says Morphe on it, and it has a little mirror. And this is kind of everything that I picked out for myself. I use this palette every single day in my senior year of high school. Brings back so many memories. I did the same look every day. And I'm gonna swatch this color right here called Cream Puff. It's just your basic cream shade, nothing too special. And then the next shade right next to it is called Peanut, and this is just your everyday transition shade. I really like it just because it is very close to my skin tone, almost like Cornelius. And then the next shade down is Deep Skin, and this is actually a little bit darker, not too dark. I think it's like 2 shades darker, and it just creates this nice depth to my eye. The next one right here is a gold called Golden Glory. This one's really pretty, very soft, and I like this just on the lid. I don't really use this as much just because it doesn't have a lot of shine to it. It's like very lackluster, but it's good to have just because I love gold in general. I have used this shade in particular so many times. It's called Undress Me, and it is just this perfect mauve shade. I don't know, there's something about it that I feel like I don't see very often. It's a really nice like dusty purple and really suitable on literally every single look. Next shade over is called Tipsy. It's this really nice espresso brown. Ooh, really rich. I love it. And then the next one is Deep Cocoa. This one has a little bit more of a red undertone in it. So I don't know, you can get by with just using one. Not that different, but still kind of different. Next shade over is this color called Secretive. This is a dark mauve. Very, very dark and really pretty. Yes. I like to pair these two together. So nice. They work amazing together. And then my favorite shade in this whole palette is called Secretive. This one is just this really nice dark red. Ooh. And it also has a really nice shimmer to it. This is the color that I wore every single day my senior year of high school. So pretty. I love it. Next shade over, this blue is called See Through My Eyes. It's so pretty. This one I feel like has the best consistency out of all of these shades. This one feels the smoothest, and I don't know, it's very hit and miss. I feel like some shades are very dry, some shades are very buttery, and this is one that is very buttery and very pigmented. The purple in here is called Grape Day. Now this shade is pretty lackluster to me. I feel like there should be more, just because just by swatching it, I don't know if you can see, but there's a lot of pigment here where I initially applied it, and then when I blended it out, where I dragged it out, it just faded a lot, and I feel like that kind of translates on the eyes as well. Very dry, not as pigmented, and I feel like if you are gonna work with it, you have to use a very small brush with it. Finally, the black in here is called Coal. It's not the darkest black, but it's not a gray, and I have to have this in every single palette, whether it's like this type of dark gray or a black, just because I need to set my waterline with something someday or another, or even use this to deepen up my crease. It's just good to have. And so these are all the shades that I have in my Morphe palette. Last but not least, I want to talk about my Shop Miss A single eyeshadows. As most of you guys know, I am a Shop Miss A affiliate, so if any of these pertain to your taste, then you can always click my affiliate link in my description box and help support me. Now, I want to talk about everything in these palettes. I love them so much, and I think that for the price you pay, it's only like $2.50. It is well worth your money, because these Morphe shadows, they're priced at $2.50 as well. But like I said, the consistencies are very hit or miss. But all of these here, I've never had a problem with it. They have very, I repeat, very minimal fallout, and I think that is amazing. You get amazing quality eyeshadows, and I want to start off with some in this little palette. This one is the Dream in Pink little set. Now in that set, it comes with a whole bunch of other things. I have done a video on it before, and one of the shadows in it is called M20, which is a dusty light lilac shade, and they are so soft. I always forget how soft they are, but they're so soft, and this one is a very light pastel shade, but it's really perfect in your crease or even on the lid. And the next shade that was in that palette is called P10. It is a really dark purple with kind of a silvery taupe metallic like shift to it, I want to say, and it is a really nice purple to go in your crease if you're really daring, or even to use on your lid when you're doing a really dark, sultry, plum, smoky eye. Next shade here is L14. This is a really nice pinky purple shimmer, and the shimmers in this feel so good. They feel almost identical to the L'Oreal 24-Hour Infallible shadows. They last so long on the lids, and they just have an incredible shine. Now moving on into like my everyday palette that I curated. It's so basic, but I wanted to start off with this cream shade down here. This is called M8, and it is a basic peachy nude shade, nothing too spectacular. Oh, I forgot. The next shadow in here is actually a Colourpop single shadow in the color Tiki. I actually didn't have any room to put it anywhere else, so I just popped it in here. This is a yellow, and it kind of has a little bit of shimmer in it. Nothing too dramatic though. And this one is very, I want to say patchy, because right in here it kind of like got a little chunky. I do have to say the Sigma one is a little bit of a better quality, but then at the same time, I think I like this shade of yellow better. I have a matte medium brown called M5, and this is actually what I use all the time in my crease. It's so pretty. the most basic shade I call pretty, but it's what I use a lot and I get a lot of good looks out of it. I think I'm wearing it in my crease today. The next matte shade that I have is very similar to the last shade, but this one is M16 and this has more of a warmer undertone in it, so it looks a little bit more orangey, just a little bit. And I love this just because I can literally use this one with everything. It's so good. These ones are very creamy. They're very creamy to the touch and they blend out seamlessly on the eyes. And I know a lot of people are like, oh my god, like Shop Miss Eyeshadows are so cheap, and like they kind of judge it before they try it, but honestly, just buy one. Just buy one. They're only $2, you know? Can't go wrong. And then the next shade that I have is very similar to that Super Shock Shadow that I really like. This one is L1. It is a really nice metallic eyeshadow. Like, can you see that? Like, look at that shift. It's so good. And I'm just going to do a swatch right here. Boom. Yeah. Get that. Get her. It's so good. And then the next shade that I have is a little bit more toned down. It is the shade L2. As you can see, it's not as copper. It's more of like a rosy shade. And I'm gonna just swatch this right underneath. Yeah, see? It has more of like a rosy tint rather than a copper. I think if we're talking about my favorite eyeshadow shade in general, at the moment, right now, it would be M14. It's this really nice red rustic color that I think warms up the eyes beautifully. It is so pretty. Yes. Oh, it's so good. It's so warm and it's not patchy. Look at her. Finally, you guys, this is my last shade. It's an espresso brown. This is the shade M2. And this one looks like this. As you can see, this one actually grabbed the color here and then faded out, but it faded evenly. So that's kind of what I appreciate it with. I haven't used this color too much, to be honest. The only way I use it is if I use it on my lower lash line, but I use a very small pencil brush to apply it. So I can't really tell, you know, if it's like really, really patchy because it blends the same on my lower lash line. So I think that these shades are actually really amazing and I think that you should at least try them out. Alright, you guys, that wraps up this episode of my makeup collection. I hope you guys really enjoy, and please let me know which one you want to see next. I have gotten a lot of requests to do my eyeshadow palettes, but these ones kind of fall into the realm of eyeshadows. I didn't want to incorporate my eyeshadow palettes just because I have so many, so that one's going to be a separate video. And so let me know which ones you want to see next. I have a whole bunch of videos that talk about everything, like my primers, my foundations, concealers, brows, you name it. Just go onto my channel, find that little search bar and type my makeup collection and it'll show you all the videos that I have done previously. As always, I love you guys so much and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye. Peace out, Girl Scouts.